It's all coming together for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Everything that needed to align has finally clicked into place. This is the moment that fans and analysts have been anticipating for months. We're witnessing the rise of what can only be described as the perfect storm. From the starting rotation to the bullpen depth, from the revamped lineup to the postseason energy, the Dodgers are locked in and ready to dominate. And as October heats up, so does the narrative around this powerhouse roster. Let's talk about what makes this team such a threat. It starts, of course, with the rotation, and what a rotation it is. There's a reason people are calling it one of the nastiest lineups we've seen in years. Game 1, Blake Snell, a seasoned postseason warrior with ice in his veins and an arm that's been on fire all year. Game 2, none other than Shohei Ohtani. Yes, you heard that right. Shohei takes the ball second in line. Then comes Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the highly touted star out of Japan who's lived up to every bit of the hype. And rounding it out, Tyler Glasnow, a flame-throwing righty who's been nothing short of dominant when he's healthy. That's your 1 through 4. And honestly, how do you compete with that? Blake Snell is the tone setter here. Let's dig into the numbers that back up the hype. A 1.38 ERA? That's beyond elite. He's thrown 13 innings and already racked up 18 strikeouts. That's more strikeouts than innings pitched. Exactly what you want to see from your Game 1 starter. And his whip? A ridiculous 0.77. He's been a monster on the mound, and this is exactly the kind of guy you want taking the ball in the opener of a high-stakes playoff series. His postseason resume? Solid. 14 games, 6 wins, 3 losses, a 2.92 ERA across 61 innings. 79 strikeouts in the playoffs. This is a guy who thrives under pressure. There's no better way to start this series. The bullpen isn't getting nearly enough credit either. MLB wants to give the edge to Milwaukee? That's outdated thinking. This isn't the same Dodgers bullpen we saw during the regular season. They've retooled, reloaded, and now have names like Tanner Scott, Kyle Hurt, and young arms like Robleski and Sasaki stepping up. These are game changers. Sheehan has shown flashes of brilliance, and Sasaki, with that electric arm, could be the X factor. Opposing hitters haven't seen much of these guys, and that lack of familiarity could be huge. It's a whole different bullpen now, and you can't just judge them based on what happened months ago. This group is ready. Let's shift over to what the schedule looks like. Game 1 and Game 2 will be played in Milwaukee. That's where the Dodgers need to set the tone. There's a day break between Games 2 and 3, and then the series shifts to Los Angeles for potentially 3 straight at Dodger Stadium. If it stretches to Games 6 and 7, we're headed back to Milwaukee. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The key here is simple. Win at least one of those first 2 games on the road. Just one. That flips home field advantage and puts the Dodgers in control. That's exactly what they did against the Phillies. 2 games in Philly, 2 wins. Total control of the series. That's the formula. People are still whining about how Philly got knocked out. Let's be real. You dropped the first 2 games at home in the playoffs, that's on you. The big bats didn't deliver, and that's why they're out. This is the postseason. No room for excuses. If you want to dance in October, you better show up at home. End of story. The Dodgers saw that. They learned from it. And now, with this pitching staff and this offensive firepower, they're not looking to give anyone breathing room. Now let's take a look at what MLB is predicting. According to their breakdown, they've got the Dodgers taking the series in 7 games. A full 7-game war for the National League pennant, with Los Angeles coming out on top and heading back to the World Series. If that happens, it would give the Dodgers a shot to become the first team in 25 years to repeat as champions. That's no small feat, and it shows you just how strong this squad is from top to bottom. Even Vegas sees it. The Brewers may have swept the Dodgers in the regular season, but come playoff time, that stuff goes out the window. The Dodgers are the favorite, even playing on the road to open the series. That speaks volumes about how the team is viewed right now. Over-under on total runs is set at 7.5, but let's be honest. The way this lineup is swinging, the Dodgers might hit that on their own. MLB also did a position-by-position breakdown, and this is where it gets interesting. Catcher? Advantage Brewers, and that's understandable with Will Smith dealing with a hairline fracture. Fine, we can live with that. First base? No contest. Freddie Freeman holds it down for the Dodgers and gets the clear edge. Second base? They gave it to Milwaukee, but that's murky. Depending on who starts for the Dodgers, that position could swing right back in their favor. If you don't even know who's starting, how can you make a fair comparison? It's a weak call, but whatever. Shortstop? That goes to Mookie Betts, and anyone who doubted him in that spot needs to check the tape. He's been phenomenal and silenced the critics. Third base? Dodgers again. Whether it's Max Muncy or Kike Hernandez handling things over there, it's a reliable position for Los Angeles. Left field? Brewers. But again, that depends on who the Dodgers throw out there. If it's Alex Verdugo or someone else stepping up, that could tilt as well. Center field and right field? Dodgers take both. Designated hitter? Please. Shohei Ohtani is your DH. That's not even a debate. Starting pitching? Dodgers in a landslide. No other team in the National League is stacking arms like this. You've got 4 legitimate frontline starters, guys who could each be an ace elsewhere. That alone makes the Dodgers dangerous. But here's where MLB got it wrong again. Bullpen. They gave that to Milwaukee. But let's be clear, they're judging based on outdated data. This bullpen is not the same one that stumbled in August or blew leads earlier in the season. With the emergence of guys like Sasaki, Robleski, Sheehan, and the presence of veterans like Kershaw in a flexible role, this group is versatile, unpredictable, and dangerous. The Brewers have a good pen, sure, but the Dodgers? They've got a deep and evolving arsenal. So when you tally it all up, the advantage leans heavily in Los Angeles' favor. MLB might say it's 7 positions to 4 in favor of the Dodgers. But if you ask me, it's more like 8-3. That bullpen advantage should swing back to LA, and depending on the second baseman, that one's a toss-up too. Left field? That's another one where the Dodgers could easily steal the edge depending on how the lineup shakes out. Now that the stage is set, let's talk about what this series truly represents for the Dodgers. Not just a shot at another National League pennant, but a defining chapter in the legacy of this core. We've seen Los Angeles dominate the regular season year after year, and we've seen them come close, fall short, win big, and regroup. But this version of the Dodgers? This might be the most complete, most balanced, most postseason ready team we've seen in a decade. They're deeper, they're smarter, and they've been built for this exact moment. Everything about this roster screams October baseball. Shohei Ohtani stepping into the number 2 spot in the rotation changes everything. Opposing lineups can't catch a break. Imagine stepping into the box, just got finished dealing with Snell's devastating stuff in Game 1, and now you're staring down Ohtani in Game 2. A guy who's not only one of the best hitters in baseball, but also a legitimate ace on the mound. That kind of versatility is what gives this team a serious edge. Ohtani's presence alone forces pitchers to change their approach, and when he's on the mound, the entire dynamic of a game shifts. He controls tempo, he attacks hitters, and he's fearless. This is exactly why the Dodgers went after him so aggressively. He's a game changer in every possible way. And then you get to Yamamoto, the third man in the rotation, but definitely not a third-tier arm. This kid is electric. He's been everything the Dodgers hoped for and more. Precision, velocity, maturity beyond his years. He doesn't rattle, and his mound presence is as poised as any veteran out there. He throws with confidence, and you can tell he's built for these moments. When you've got a number 3 starter that could easily be a number 1 on almost any other team, you're doing something right. Then Tyler Glasnow rounds out the rotation, and let's not underestimate his role here. When Glasnow is healthy and locked in, his stuff is as filthy as anyone's in the league. High heat, devastating breaking ball, and the kind of length that can save a bullpen late in a series. He's had some bumps in his career, sure, but this postseason might be his redemption arc. He's the kind of pitcher who can completely flip the script in a pivotal Game 4 or Game 5. The Dodgers aren't just throwing arms out there. They're throwing weapons. But it's not just the pitching. The offense is just as terrifying. Freddie Freeman is once again the anchor of consistency, the heartbeat of this lineup. He's seen it all, been through it all, and his at-bats in October are pure artistry. Mookie Betts has taken on a new level of responsibility this season, especially with the shift to shortstop, and he's embraced it like a true pro. His leadership, both on and off the field, has been invaluable. And then there's Shohei in the middle of that order, creating matchup nightmares. You can't pitch around everyone. Somebody's going to make you pay. Guys like Max Muncy, Will Smith, when healthy, and Kike Hernandez add layers to this offense. They bring power, experience, and that gritty postseason mindset. And let's not forget about the young guys who've stepped up throughout the year. The Dodgers have always been known for developing talent and blending it with star power. This season is no different. They've got the firepower, but they've also got the depth, the kind of depth that wears teams down over a 7-game series. Defensively, they've been sharp. There were questions at the start of the year, especially with position changes and injuries, but those doubts have been erased. The Dodgers are clean with the glove, they shift intelligently, and they've got arms in the outfield that can change innings in a flash. In the playoffs, when every 90 feet matters, defense is a game changer, and Los Angeles has it locked in. What's also impressive is how this team has handled adversity. There's been no shortage of it. Injuries, slumps, tough series. The Dodgers have had to grind through it all. But that's where their culture shows. This is a team that doesn't flinch. They adjust, they adapt, and they always stay focused on the long game. And now, as they enter the NLCS with a chance to return to the World Series, that resilience is going to be their biggest weapon. People like to talk about past failures. The Dodgers didn't win it in 2019. They came up short in 2021. They looked flat in 2022. But that's the thing about this team. They learn. They don't just reload. They rethink, reimagine, and come back stronger. That's what you're seeing now. This is the evolution of a championship contender. And the hunger is real. As far as the Brewers go, they're not to be underestimated. They've got a scrappy lineup, solid pitching, and a chip on their shoulder. They swept the Dodgers in the regular season, sure, but that was a different moment, a different Dodgers team. October is a whole different beast. Pressure intensifies, mistakes get magnified, and depth becomes everything. That's where Los Angeles has the edge. The Brewers might steal a game or two, but can they survive a 7-game war against this much talent? That's the question. Back to the bullpen conversation, because it matters more than people realize. October games often come down to relievers getting huge outs in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. That's where the Dodgers' revamped bullpen becomes critical. Sasaki is the kind of arm who can come in and get 3 punch-outs in 10 pitches. Robleski brings a fresh, unfamiliar look. Kershaw, shifting into a hybrid role, gives them veteran presence and postseason poise. And then you've got guys like Gratterall, who can shut down the back end when needed. This is not the bullpen of old. This is a group that can match up, go long if needed, and slam the door when it matters. What about the intangibles? Experience, momentum, and belief. The Dodgers have all 3. This is a locker room that's been here before. They know the stakes. They've lifted trophies and tasted defeat. And they've come into this postseason with a sense of purpose. You can feel it. From the top of the rotation to the last guy on the bench, there's a unified goal. Win it all, again. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. The baseball world is buzzing tonight with a rumor that could shake up the MLB landscape. Kyle Tucker, one of the most feared sluggers in recent years, is reportedly set to don a Dodgers uniform in what is being whispered as a record-breaking deal. While nothing has been officially confirmed, sources close to the situation suggest that the Los Angeles Dodgers are willing to go all in to secure Tucker, signaling a potentially seismic shift in the balance of power in the National League. For months, whispers have swirled around Tucker's future. Known for his explosive bat and relentless ability to change the course of a game with one swing, Tucker has been a centerpiece for his current team, dazzling fans with a mix of power, speed, and a keen eye at the plate. Yet, it seems the Dodgers, hungry for another championship run, are ready to offer a contract that not only sets new standards in the league, but could also redefine the market for elite hitters. The murmurs suggest a deal that eclipses previous records, sparking excitement and debate among analysts and fans alike. Los Angeles, already boasting one of the most formidable lineups in baseball, could become nearly unstoppable with Tucker joining their ranks. His versatility in the outfield, combined with his knack for clutch hitting, makes him a perfect fit for a team that thrives under pressure. If the rumor holds true, the Dodgers front office would have executed a masterstroke, sending a clear message to rivals. The pursuit of a championship will stop at nothing. Of course, with such high stakes, speculation is rampant. Some insiders caution that negotiations could still fall through, and Tucker's reported willingness to join a contender adds fuel to the fire. Fans on social media are already buzzing, imagining the highlight reels and late-game heroics that could define the next season. Even casual observers are captivated by the idea of Tucker patrolling the outfield at Dodger Stadium, a venue where every swing is amplified by expectation and history. While official confirmation remains elusive, the mere suggestion of Kyle Tucker in Dodger blue is enough to ignite conversation across the baseball universe. Could this be the move that finally tips the scales and delivers the Dodgers another World Series title? Or is it just another tantalizing rumor that keeps the offseason alive with speculation and excitement? For now, fans and pundits alike are left on edge, waiting for the next twist in what could be the most electrifying storyline of the year. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.